if you listen to my last episode, How to Be Cool, you already know that I think reading makes you literally the coolest person. And we all have that one friend who is super well read and we all think is super smart and they always have their nose in a book. And I feel like not everyone knows what books to read. And I genuinely think that everyone has a book that they like to read. Hi, welcome back to Teen Gemma. It's me, Destiny B, and today we're going to be talking about my book recommendations. And by my book recommendations, I mean we are going through my books that I have in my room currently. I do have more books, they're just not currently in my room. And I am going to be telling you what the book is, who it's by, if I remember where I got it, and what I think about it, a rating. You're just gonna hear a lot about my books today. So if you're looking for something to read or you just want to know some more about me personally and what I enjoy reading, do that. And then I also have a super secret at the end of today's episode. So either skip to the end of this episode to hear about the super secret or listen to till the end of this episode. Oh, wait, we have to actually get started. My bad. Okay, anyways. The first book that I have here is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, 100 Real Life Tales of Black Girl Magic. I really like this book. I think that the age group for it is kind of unlimited. I feel like the age group is really nice for both really young kids if someone wants to read for them and also older people, like even if you're like in your freaking mid 30s, simply because the book is just a really good book, you know? You know, guys? Do we know? Guys, do we know? No? Okay. Anyways, the book is basically just literally 100 girls. These are all Black women in it, and it's just women who did really cool stuff in the world. For instance, I'm just going to read from the, what is it called? Not the glossary, it's the table of contents. Like, and it's in order, like we have Bessie Coleman, we have Shirley Cosman, Leah Kwalali, ? Kimberly Bryant. These are all just powerful women, and it gives you a quote from them, a picture of them, and also a page of the book that, like, just like one page of what they did and what makes them such powerful women. Yeah, and I also have another book, which is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, and this one is just random women. This one isn't, these are also very powerful women who did a bunch and they made changes and things, but these ones just aren't, like, specifically Black women who made changes. And they also have a bunch of other books from this personal, like, place, and I believe there's multiple authors to these books, the Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, so it's definitely a thing, but it's definitely, really great. They have Goodnight for Rebel Girls 1, 2, and 3, and they have Immigrants. They have the Black Girl one. They have specifically the stories of certain women, so like certain very the chapter book series, like Ada Lovelace. They have like a whole series on that, so I think these books are definitely informational and they're good for any age range. I would definitely rate them a 5 out of 5 because I really like them. 5 out of 5 stars. Then I have Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth. This book was very interesting to me. It tells you a lot about Mike Tyson. I honestly don't agree with a lot of his personal views after reading this book. He is still great, a literally amazing fighter. But yeah, so you get to learn a lot about Mike Tyson, his life, things like that, what was going on. And that starts off with his court case. I personally think this book is definitely for an older audience, like maybe, I don't know, I started reading when I was younger, so I definitely got some more mature things, so I'm not 100% sure, but definitely for an older audience, probably starting at like maybe 12, and I'd rate that book like 3 out of 5 stars, just simply because I don't agree with a lot of things in it. The next book is 4,000 Weeks. I actually haven't read this one, but it's Time Management for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman, and this book is like what it says, Time Management for Mortals. I haven't finished it. I've got through the beginning of it, but so far 5 out of 5. The next book is Keep Waking Up in the Morning by Jasmine Caughran, ? Anyways, I actually went to her book signing and I got the book signed, but it's basically like so she lost her father to cancer, and this book is basically just about not only her life, but like his life and how she was dealing with the mourning and all these things. So it's definitely like a nice little book, and I would definitely rate it 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I have is The Astrology Directory, Star Signs and Explained for Wisdom and Success by Jane Struthers. And this book is just about astrology, that, like, you know, like the zodiac signs. And I just bought this because I bought it a few years ago. It's definitely for all ages, but I definitely say, like, if someone wants to read it independently, definitely someone older, because there's a lot of words, but there's also a lot of pictures. And I just think it's a fun book about astrological signs. Like, that's it. I was just really into them at some point, so I thought that would be a good book to read. And it was. I really liked it. It's definitely a 5 out of 5. You can search specific signs. It's like women's, children's, all things. Like, it's a great book. Then there's Keep Waking Up from Slavery, and it is about Booker T. Washington's life. I think it's by Booker T. Washington. Yeah, it's by Booker T. Washington. And this book I got at Half Price Books, I think. Yeah. But it's really good. It's about his life, and it is an extremely good book. It literally is so good. It feels like fiction. And out of 5 stars, I'd rate it 6. Thank you. Then there's Evolution, Breakthrough or Blunder, Why Evolution as We Know It May Need to Change and Why It Matters by Samuel Cassell. And I actually met him at a competition, an academic competition, and he is an extremely smart person. He is like 17 years old. He actually just gave me his book. He had one on him because we were presenting our like breakthrough studies, and his breakthrough studies was about like evolution not being like true. And it was extreme. I still believe in evolution, but it was extremely persuasive, and he does have a lot of science to back it up. For me personally, there's just more science to back up evolution, but definitely read his book. It's very good. I actually did meet him in person, and he's very smart. He's like 17, I believe. Then there's Harmony in the Hurricane by Jada Davis, Adversity to Advancement. And this book is extremely good. It's definitely a self-help book. I think that is especially a great book if you're a teenager, because it just shows how not only her, but how she would advise people to get through like life and how to become the person that you want to be. Then I have, and this is also a 5 out of 5 book. Then Encyclopedia of Exercise Anatomy. It's literally just an exercise book. I'm not rating it. I'm not telling you what it's about. It's literally just a bunch of exercises and how to do them and everything. The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. It's a very popular book, and it's also a banned book for like for encouraging police hate or whatever, even though it literally doesn't. They just hate us. It's okay. But The Hate U Give is a social book, and it is it's just an amazing book. Just read it. I'm not explaining it. Just read it. Then the entire Powerless trilogy, series, saga, I don't know what you want to call it, but that's what it is. It's a book talk book, and it's extremely good. It's also a good book for teenagers because there's not really anything nasty in it. I feel like a lot of romance books be having some nasty smut type stuff in it, and I don't mess with that. But I'm on like one of the spin-off books, Fearful, because I read Powerless, Reckless, Fearless, and now I'm reading Fearful. All amazing books. Another book series that I really like is the Dear Martin like kind of series. It's not really a series, I don't know, but it's Dear Martin, Dear Justice, and Dear Manny. These are all books by Nick Stone, and these books are extremely freaking good. I ordered them from Amazon, and the first book, Dear Martin, is about a boy who was kind of like in the hood, and then he got accepted into a private school, and how life it doesn't show this part of the book, but that's what he is, and it kind of shows like him being around a bunch of privileged white people and how he's adapting to that. And then Dear Justice is about someone who's in the projects, and he went to juvenile detention, and his life and why like he feels like, oh, this, that, and the third. And then the third one, Dear Manny, is about like a white boy who's been in both the books, and he's kind of like a butthole, showing like how he's developed as a person to stop being such a butthole. And it's honestly my favorite book is Dear Manny out of that series. Then there's Sitting on Top of the World by Shirley King. This is another author that I actually did meet. She worked with my dad. And Sitting on Top of the World is an amazing book about the Great Depression. And if you don't know what the Great Depression is, it was like after the Roaring 20s when banks kind of ran out of money because, you know, they just ran out of money. I don't really know. So everyone was kind of poor because they couldn't get their money out of the bank, if that makes sense. So this is about Stay on Top of the World, and it's by Shirley King. It's about this girl who's going through the Great Depression, and she's trying to help her family. Then my personal favorite book, all-time favorite book, is A Fish in a Tree by Linda Mollier Hunt. This book is my favorite book since I was little, and I actually think it's very funny that this is my favorite book because this book is about a girl who grows up her whole life thinking that she's stupid and later discovers that she has dyslexia. And I think that this, but she's extremely talented in other places. And I always thought this book was super good because I had troubles with spelling, not reading because I was a very good reader. I had trouble with spelling, and I thought that it honestly made me stupid, but I was very talented at other things. So this book definitely helped me when I was younger. But I think it's very funny because I didn't get diagnosed with dyslexia until my 8th grade year of school, but this was my favorite book since maybe I don't know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, something like that. So I was like, I'm kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, I think, maybe, I don't know. Next book I really like is Sisters, and it's a graphic novel by Raina Telgemeier, question mark. Anyways, it's about two sisters who go on a road trip, and it's a true story about her and her sister. And I think it's a really good book. There's also Smile and Drama that she wrote. Both of those, I haven't read the other two, but I do really like Sisters. It's a really good book. It's also a graphic novel, and I haven't read it in a while, so I'll probably reread it tonight, actually. I also have a bunch of comic books. These are all Spider-Man comic books because I love Spider-Man. So if at some point I get super famous and y'all start sending me PR, please send me Spider-Man PR because I freaking love Spider-Man with everything in my heart. I love Spider-Man. I love him. I love him. I love him. Also, all the Spider-Man books are just so freaking good. These are all comic books. I love comic books. Then let's get into poetry, and I freaking love poetry. So first off, I have Pillow Thoughts 1 and 2. Honestly, I don't remember what any of these are about, so just make sure that you look them up before you read them. This one's by Courtney Peppernell. These are both really great books. I remember the books being good, There's I Hope You Stay by Courtney Peppernell, which is also a very good book. Thank You for Painting the Sky. I do remember this one. This is about mourning. The author who wrote this is about mourning her one of her best friends and her grandfather dying. Thank You for Painting the Sky. Planting Gardens and Graves, Volume 2. I didn't read Volume 1, fun fact. But this is H.R. Sin, question mark. And then also Allogenotic by H.R. Sin. Yeah, both good books. Milk and Honey by Rupa Katar. I definitely read this book too early on accident. I just thought it was a cute looking book, and I was like, oh, Milk and Honey. Yeah, no, this book is pretty much all about sexual assault. It's a very good book. I just don't recommend reading it if you're on the younger side. Maybe if you're maybe 17 or 18 or something like that. I don't know. It was kind of a dark book, but it was really good. These are my good girl pants. These are my big girl pants, and these are poetries and paintings. And I really like how there's art next to every poem. It's definitely a shorter book though. Every poem is very short. There's Her Volume 1 and 2 by Perry Alexanti, and I love these books so much with everything in my soul. The Things I Didn't Say in Therapy by Logan Doan, Homebody by Rupa Katar, and I've read a whole bunch of other poetry books, and I love poetry books so much. I also have the entire Twilight series, and I tell everyone about the Twilight series in this specific way. I've heard other people explain it this way too, but this is how I've always explained the Twilight series. If you go into reading the books or watching the movie thinking that it's going to be a romance book, unless you are literally 11 years old, you are going to be very disappointed. You are going to think it's a horrible book. You are going to literally cringe your eyes out reading the Twilight Saga or watching the Twilight Saga. You're literally going to throw up. If you go into it thinking of it as a comedy, it is going to be the best book you've ever read in your entire life. You're going to be like, this is so funny. It's like a comedy with a tinge of romance, not even a rom-com, a com-rom. Yeah. Anyways, speaking of books, I have written a book. It's a poetry book, and I will be publishing it hopefully sooner than later. So if y'all want a really good book recommendation, I hopefully will be publishing my book very soon. So I will let y'all know about that, but that was my super secret that was going to be uploaded at the end of the video. Video episode, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, hopefully this gets y'all into some of the reads that I read. Also, if you read one of these books or have read one of these books, and y'all want to do a little book talk, let me know, because I love books. Anyway, so those are all the books that I have read. Not all of them, but I have more books I've read, but those are some of my book recommendations. Anyways, don't forget to comment on my Spotify or YouTube, and also do all the interactive things, follow, subscribe, all those things. Anyways, that's it for today with Teen Drama with me, Destiny B, and I will see y'all later. Bye.